Well, good afternoon, everybody, and I'm certainly happy to be here at this point. I should have bought a Kleenex because I'll probably break that. Anyway, just a little background on the Kinsmen Club. The Kinsmen Club was formed in '76, I believe. It was chartered by Wayne Halder and a group like people in Iqaluit. It thrived for many years. In January 31st of 1983, Kinsmen 1 was built and opened at that date. It has since been almost 39 years now, I believe, if you do the math right, that it's been in operation. The last 10, 15 years, it's been debt-free and raising money for itself. And our whole goal as being Kinsmen is to give back to the community. What the community gave to us. So that said, the project, we started in 2007 with this immediate project, with this build, by contacting the EDO, Maryland crew in Iqaluit here, which helped us along in the first phases of it, with getting government funding to do a feasibility study and a needs assessment, which took quite a bit of time. It took almost a year to do that. And it came back that we were only going to be scratching about 35% of the market here. So we decided as a club to go ahead and to see if we could acquire some land. Salvation Army came up, just happened to come up, and it was right in front. We looked at the square footage and decided to go ahead and hire a consultant with the government money. It was about $50,000, I believe it was. And we hired Great Wells. They were a company that did projects like this throughout Manitoba and Saskatchewan. So we started with them and did some more feasibility studies and needs. We sent requests out through the community to see if we were still on the right track, and we were. So partway through that, Mr. Wells got sick. And he ended up in the hospital. I think he's still okay, but he had to back out. And we got his partner from, I think back in the 70s when they started this business, Dennis Seawack. He's our financial manager that we hired, and he's done projects like this. He is quite the financial guru. I can't see how our project would have went ahead without his assistance. Because of the financing through CMHC and the I dotting and T crossing that we had to do and all the hoops we had to jump through that took many months to get to a point that they were satisfied. It literally, the project went right straight across Canada from Vancouver to Calgary to Ottawa to Halifax, back to Winnipeg. It seems that every department in the federal government had their fingers in it. And every time we moved departments, we had to explain everything again. So it just took so long. It's so tedious that we stuck to it, and I had good people around me, so we carried on and got to the point where we had financing secured, and I went out for tender. And here we are now, about 14 months later, with the building. Somewhat looks like that. The roof had to come off. So that was a cost saving.
I hope you guys can see me over this. Good afternoon. Before I start, I did hand out some packages for everybody. It's our marketing package, and there's a brochure in there, an application form just for you guys to review, and you can take those home. So yeah, thank you for having me on behalf of the Iqaluit Kinsmen Senior Citizens Housing Incorporation. I'm pleased to be here to tell you a little more about our project. In 1982, the Iqaluit Kinsmen felt they could serve the community's greatest need by constructing housing for seniors. In order to assist in obtaining funding, a nonprofit board was created, the Iqaluit Kinsmen Senior Citizens Housing Incorporation. The board's mandate is to provide affordable housing to seniors in our community. The board owns and operates Kinsmen Kourts 1 and 2 buildings. Through a community survey, the board found that the assisted living component is what the community really needed for our seniors, and therefore the journey to create Kinsmen Kourts II was started. Kinsmen Kourts II assisted living building is a $10 million project. The board was able to obtain a CMHC mortgage for the construction of the building. Construction is near complete and we are scheduled to open our doors for residents for November 1st, 2021. As is the norm, the CMHC mortgage covers construction of the building, but it is our responsibility of the board to provide aesthetic decor for the building such as furnishings, wall hangings, exercise equipment, recreation supplies, and landscaping. The estimated cost for this will run close to $300,000, and although community fundraising has taken place, we are continuing to reach our goal. We're very proud of Kinsmen Kourts II. It's been a very long process with hiccups along the way. However, we feel that our 48-suite facility will be a significant asset to our community. Our facility will serve the residents 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. We hired an executive chef in the beginning of September, and his experience was working at River Heights Terrace, which is also a assisted living facility, and he was there for 10 years. We've also recently hired a sous chef and a cook, and they both have their culinary arts diplomas and a wealth of experience. We will provide housekeeping and laundry services to the residents, as well as recreation. And we have hired housekeepers, maintenance staff, and part-time servers to facilitate these services. In the near future, we will be hiring a recreation coordinator as well. And one of our goals is to purchase a bus so we are able to transport the residents to appointments and recreation outings. Our main level has a spacious dining room, activity room, and a boardroom. Our basement level is equipped with a gym, a hair salon, a consultation and therapy room, scooter parking, and storage lockers. We are hoping the residents will feel as if they do not need to leave their home often to have the services they require to remain independent. After November 1st, and once our facility is operational and residents have settled in, we will provide tours in small groups to showcase the Kinsmen Kourts II and all the hard work that has gone into our facility. It's short and sweet, but I hope I've given you enough details to capture the scope of our project, and we're both able to answer any questions that you guys might have.
With that easy roof, so that
Dana, you say you require $300,000 for all furnishings. What kind of furnishings are you talking about? What does that all include?
Some things that we're looking for is even like recreation supplies. If there's whether it's donated or we can purchase. If it's a shuffleboard or gym equipment. We have a big open gym and something that's low impact that residents could utilize, and even just some decor. Our walls right now are pretty empty, so anything that would make the facility feel more like a home.
Yeah, it's pretty blank in there, and I was just looking at the artwork, the local artwork in town here, and I would like to have it, if that's possible, to get the local people here to display their art in the facility, like they do here. It would just be because there would be a very high traffic flow in the building, like you have probably 200 or some people that are living in both buildings. So. And with families and friends and functions that we're going to have, and the great dining facility that we're going to have, it will be open to, if you book, you just have to phone Lance. It's Lance Corey. He's from Minnedosa. It's our head chef, and we can provide meals.
How has COVID impacted both construction and has it resulted in any ongoing changes to your plans?
Construction has impacted construction. That's about the main thing is COVID. Dealing with, let's just take Hydro, for instance. It's their COVID rules impact theirs, which also impact us, which impacts the construction people. It's all these large companies that it's just slowing them down. So I would say COVID is the biggest thing. We haven't really had any shortage of supplies, like the stuff that would build the building. It's all been kind of caught on the edge of it. So we were very fortunate to not run short of materials. Does that answer your question?
Dana, I believe you mentioned November the 1st, 2021. Obviously,
Coming up.
as is often the case. What do you see as a realistic opening date? Is it still November the 1st?
That's the plan.
That's today we've accomplished a big thing. We got our certification for the kitchen today. And today, at the end of the day, Jeff Braun will have our building certificate of possession done today. All the engineers, all the architects, everybody has signed off on it. It's just up to the time we want to formalize it.
That's amazing.
So as soon as we get that, we can start operation under the envelope of still TL Penner being there doing work, because they're obviously not done in the streets a mess. And we're hoping that's all gonna get cleaned up by the end of the week.
There's two questions. One is, you listed off a lot of staff and support staff. What is the staff complement that you're having to hire and number, total number?
So for our kitchen, there's, well, I guess there have to be 4 cooks and 6 servers. So the servers are part-time. And then for housekeeping, we have 2. And then a recreation facilitator coordinator that'll come with time. And that'll pretty much be it. Over time, we may need more housekeeping. It'll kind of depend on, the residents will have an option if they want like their personal laundry done. So down the road, we may hire more housekeeping, but that'll be generally what our staffing complement looks like.
Also, John.
And Jeff, yeah, our maintenance, we have a maintenance caretaker as well. Yeah.
My other number question is, all the suites are spoken for?
At this time, we have like less than a quarter spoken for. We do have quite a few applications that are waiting for our facility to be completely finished before they proceed, but it does look promising that will be relatively quick.
I know of 2 95-year-olds that I think are very excited about them.
That's good.
They'll be neighbors.
Oh, yes,
Very
yeah,
exciting for
yeah.
them.
Are you gonna have an actual official opening where people can tour through?
Yeah, I think once the dust settles and we get through this year, we might have a soft opening, maybe around Christmas.
And in the suites, can people bring, like, what are they allowed to bring? Are they allowed to have a toaster or like small, like is there gonna be like a small bar fridge in?
Yes, yeah, so
In
a
the
small
suite?
bar fridge and a microwave is
It's a fairly large, it's large with a big
Yeah.
freezer. It's a fair size, it's not a small.
And then when people move in, they're moving in through that bottom area, correct? Like through,
Off of Brown.
off of Brown?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's probably gonna be paved at some point
It's the town of Nipawin, so
to get people
we're
moved in.
at their mercy. We're at their mercy.
Oh, I guess we're closing Brown.
Are you gonna pave that driveway into to the building?
As we speak, the Zenith is there with their curbing machine probably, and they're doing curbing like today and tomorrow.
Right.
And then they'll be paving, like our property will be properly done out to the streets that are,
And the beauty is you're going to have a move-in elevator for people, correct?
we have 3 elevators.
Yeah.
yeah.
We have a large 4,500 pound move-in elevator and then a 3,500 pound just normal elevator. And then we have a little elevator in the kitchen that goes down in the basement to pick up food products and that and put them right up into the kitchen. It's a really interesting building to tour. There's a lot of new, modern, it's supposed to be one of the most modern, efficient buildings built. Did that answer your question? I kind of went way around there.
I'm curious about construction. You get a construction project that size. Have you had a lot of cost overruns and whatnot, or you been able to stick pretty well to budget?
Well, I think the PCN, that's the change orders, the PCNs, I think we're up to 57 right now. And when we toured the building, myself and Tariq, he's one of the head guys from Affinity, and we did a listing of what needs to be fixed here. So I was part of their engineering to sign off on it. I always complain about the stuff that we have, $47,000 kick-in, and it's always the owners that have to do it. It never lands on anybody else's lap but the owners eventually. So we're probably at around $500,000 in overruns, of which we didn't budget for.
Like you said, a $10 million project.
It's a $10 million project. Tariq said that most projects are like 5%. And he says we're at 2.5. So I guess it's normal. It's kind of a pain, but it's normal. The process.
So how many suites do you have going to be available on November 1st when you're supposedly open?
Well, there's a little bit of work yet to be done, but they all should be ready to go for November 1st.
How many, I'm asking you?
Oh,
How many
40.
are ready?
48, there'll be 48 ready.
They're all ready?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's just deficiencies, like, it's all painted and everything's done, but there's deficiencies in the paint. And I was a painter by trade in Calgary, so I'm pretty nitpicky.
but you still are only 1/4 booked right now.
Yes,
Yeah, the ones that wanted to commit a month ago without even looking at the suites, there was what, 12 of them?
Yeah.
And I think we lost 2.
yeah. just-
But there's 10 that are just scraping at the door to get in, which will probably be moved in last weekend and during the first week of November. The waiting list, there's probably another, what, 25?
Yeah, about 25 to 30 that are just
On
wanting,
the-
yeah, sorry, they're just wanting to wait to see the final product, right? They want to take a tour and, you know, see it for themselves before they commit.
Then there's all the hundreds of people that didn't apply that want to come take a look. There's lots. Yes,
What does it cost to live there?
David?
Actually, in your packages there is a rent structure that I included. So the subsidized units are our cheapest units, and they start at 17,100, and the largest suite goes up to 2,475, I believe. And
Subsidized units are something that we put in with through CMHC. They subsidize our loan. So we could offer it to 26,000 and under for income level people, which we got, what, 9?
yep,
9 are done out of the 15. So then the other side of the coin, the full market value is still under $3,000.
yep. And they're, yeah, those are the ones that were taken first, actually. So
Really?
yeah.
And even for a couple, like a couple in there, still under $3,000 for 2 people. And that's very, very marketable. Going after the ones that are in Dauphin or Brandon or Winnipeg, which are way over $5,000 a month.
I just wanted to ask, do you provide refunds to the people that are living there if they're away for a period of time on meal costs? Or do they pay their meal and whether they eat it or
When they
not?
go out to the restaurant and miss a meal, well, it's all in our budget and planning. We need all the points. It all has somewhere to go. Lots of it goes to wages.
Yeah, a lot of people wait to yeah.
We just then have to figure out when people are away, how to provide food to other people, I guess.
Yeah.
Is there much transition from original kin suites over?
There's about, I think in total about 5. 2 are moving in right away, and then there's a few that are, they actually got their applications in.
Because I can see having, if they've been in King 1 for 10 years, they might just be ready for the
next step.
move.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are you going to allow, you're going to allow the Kinsmen Kourts I people to come over and buy meals occasionally, are you?
Yeah.
It's a plan that we haven't adopted yet to the board level, but we've talked about it. I really don't want to say anything right now. We got something burning on our back burner, but
Our chef's working on like a plan that makes
Yeah.
sense so that it doesn't disadvantage the residents going into KK2, but it still
Right.
provides the service, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between the two sizes of suites? They're all 1 bedroom, I assume, are they?
they're all 1 bedroom. The low income ones are 465, I believe, and the largest ones are 560.
Yeah, so,
There you go.
Is there a guest suite?
Yes.
yes, there is, yeah. I didn't
Children
mention
coming
that.
home to stay for a night or two?
Yeah, main floor guest suite, just like an apartment. It's or a
Hotel room.
hotel room. It's got all the amenities in there, TV and your fridges and microwaves. And I don't think it has a microwave.
Yeah.
Does it? Oh, okay.
So anybody could use that? Like,
Yeah, if you, like, even if you live in town and you have somebody in the building and you want to stay overnight for a function or what, sure.
Or whatever,
You just,
or you're-
we have a fee of
Yeah, 50.
50 a night, which is quite reasonable. So I think we'll get used to it and utilize it a lot. We have a huge boardroom for like functions that people want to come in and get a meal served to them.
how large is your boardroom, say, compared to this room? How large is your boardroom?
Oh, it's a third of the size.
Yeah.
A third of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a third of this. So we just got a small board table, seats 10, I think.
It's 10, yeah. You could maybe get a few more in there, but it would get pretty tight.
Yeah.
Murray, you don't have to sleep in the doghouse anymore.
You know, we're excited with the amenities. We put extra amenities in there, like the therapy room has got a air jet tub in it. It's got a roll-in shower. It's It's got a therapy room that if somebody wants to, like a masseuse reflexologist wants to come in and do services right there within the building. The hairdressing shop has got 2 stalls. We're only doing 1 right now, and we'll be advertising for somebody to contract that out to. They'll be kept very busy in there.
Well, we're
Well,
I have a question about the bathrooms. Do they have a walk-in shower or a tub shower or what sort of?
it's a surround tub shower. It's all acrylic, all 1 unit, and it is a tub. There's a tub.
So people would have to step into the tub?
Yeah, it's a low wall tub.
But there is that option of like the wheel-in shower in the basement level too, so if a resident felt like, you know, they wanted to be on the safer side, they could use that shower in the basement too.
It's handicap accessible, like the washrooms are huge. Like, so everything is handicap doorways, all that, it's all got sliding doors, so they're out of the way.
Handbars and stuff.
The
Oh, yes,
handbars
yeah.
everywhere, like it's totally handicapped, that's the government regulations. So.
Any other questions?
No rug in the building. It's all vinyl plank floor.
Would you be wanting a piano in your activity room?
How heavy is it? I would imagine we would, right? Because we want to, like if somebody was wanting to play the piano, I don't see why we wouldn't, but it'd be a matter of getting that into our building.
You can take Art's Ford piano today, it's in the back room.
We're moving.
Oh, no, I got a
into
small one that can go in the back.
21st century and beyond, we got a huge, big screen TV, and I'm sure there's games and all sorts of stuff that we can put on there that we want to develop the seniors to learn. Like, it's part of our society. Like,
I think Dana's question about the weight of a piano, you probably should, you're gonna get lots of people wanting to donate, and I would say that you want to say an apartment size only, not a big old 900-pound piano.
So this wants me to get rid of, so.
we have one in the other building
Yeah.
that everybody's welcome to bang on.
What
Well,
are
there's
the,
nothing further.
what are the main differences between the 2 buildings? Like, are they kind of targeted to different types of residents, or?
The big difference is the rent structure.
Yeah.
Basically, a Kin 1 is a very low income. We are at 550, 510?
I think it's better, yeah.
510, and you're gonna say, oh, that's really cheap, why are you so cheap? But the market is $700 to $800 for a suite like that in the province. But as a board, we were making money and we decided not to raise it, even though the building is totally refurbished. We kept it to the 1.2% every year, except for these last 2 years because they wouldn't allow it. But to slowly, because we understand that seniors don't have the income. You know, there's more percentage of low income seniors out there that are just barely getting by. So we're keeping that one low, but you gotta cook your own meals.
Yeah.
And maybe occasionally you'll get a meal prepared for you.